I am so angry I can barely type this without my hands shaking. I feel like I am going to throw up. I have been married to my husband Greg for 8 years. We have 2 kids together, a 7-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl. We are not rich, but we have always been comfortable. Or at least, I thought we were. For the last 2 years, things have been incredibly tight. Greg works in logistics and his hours got cut last year. I had to go back to work part-time at a retail job just to keep the lights on. We have been eating generic brands, skipping family vacations, and putting off basic maintenance on our house. Last month, our son needed braces, and the orthodontist put us on a payment plan because we could not afford the upfront cost. Greg promised me things would get better. He promised me he was picking up extra shifts and that we would be okay. I believed him. I am an idiot. 2 days ago, Greg left his laptop open on the kitchen counter while he went to take a shower. I was just trying to pay our electric bill online, and I needed his password for our joint account. I clicked on the browser history to find the banking site, and that is when I saw it. A bookmark for a completely different bank, one I had never heard of. My stomach dropped. I clicked on it. It asked for a login. I tried his usual password. It worked. I stared at the screen, and the numbers did not make sense. The account balance was over $40,000, but it was the transaction history that made my blood run cold. Every single month, like clockwork, an automatic transfer of $3,000 was being sent to an account under the name Sarah Miller. Sarah Miller is his ex-wife. They were married for 3 years before me. They divorced amicably, or so he told me. No kids. Just grew apart. I have met her exactly once, at a mutual friend's barbecue 5 years ago. She seemed nice. We exchanged pleasantries and that was it. Why was my husband sending $3,000 a month to his ex-wife? I printed the last 12 months of statements. My hands were shaking so badly the printer jammed twice. I sat at the kitchen table, staring at the papers, trying to find a logical explanation. Was she sick? Was she in debt? Did he owe her money from the divorce? When Greg came downstairs, towel drying his hair, he saw the papers on the table. The color drained from his face so fast I thought he was going to pass out. I did not yell. Not at first. I just asked him what it was. He tried to lie. He stammered something about an old investment, a loan he was helping her pay off. But I pushed him. I told him I knew Sarah did not have a business, and I knew she was not in medical debt. I told him to look me in the eye and tell me the truth, or I was packing a bag and taking the kids to my mother's house that night. He broke. He sat down in the chair opposite me and put his head in his hands. And then he told me the most insane, twisted story I have ever heard in my entire life. 5 years ago, before we were even married, Greg was driving home from a work party. He was tired. He ran a red light and T-boned another car. The driver of the other car was a man named David. David was okay, mostly bruises and a broken arm. But the impact caused internal injuries that required emergency surgery. During that surgery, the doctors discovered complications. The trauma, combined with a pre-existing condition they had not known about, resulted in David becoming permanently sterile. David and his wife, Sarah, had been trying to have a child for years. They were on the verge of starting IVF when the accident happened. Greg was consumed by guilt. He said he could not sleep. He said he felt like he had stolen their future. So, he reached out to them. He apologized. And then, he made a promise. He told them that if they decided to have a child using a sperm donor, he would pay for it. He would pay for the child's upbringing. He said it was the only way he could sleep at night, knowing he had a hand in destroying their dream of a family. Sarah got pregnant a year later. A little boy named Leo. And for the last 4 years, Greg has been sending them $3,000 a month. I sat there in silence. I could not process what I was hearing. I asked him if he was telling me that he is paying child support for a kid that is not his. A kid that has nothing to do with us. He said yes. He said it was his moral obligation. He said he caused the accident, so he has to fix it. I lost my mind. I stood up and I started screaming. I screamed until my throat was raw. I told him about our son's braces. I told him about the generic groceries. I told him about the fact that our car has a check engine light that has been on for 6 months, because we cannot afford the mechanic. I told him that our own children are going without things they need, while he is playing the martyr for a family that is not ours. He tried to defend himself. He said he did not want to worry me. He said he was planning to stop soon, now that the kid was older. He said he loved us, and this was just something he had to do to clear his conscience. Clear his conscience. That phrase made me so sick. He is clearing his conscience by bankrupting his own family. He is sacrificing our stability, our kids' future, and my peace of mind, all to soothe his own guilty ego. I asked him why he did not just tell me. We could have budgeted for it. We could have made a plan. But no, he had to hide it. He had to lie to my face every single month when I asked why we were short on cash. He started crying. He begged me to understand. He said he was trying to be a good person. I told him that a good person does not let his own children struggle while he secretly funds someone else's life. A good person does not lie to his wife for 4 years. I do not know what to do. I am so furious I cannot see straight. Part of me wants to call Sarah right now and tell her the money is stopping. I want to expose his little secret and force them to stand on their own 2 feet like everyone else. But Greg is threatening to leave if I do that. He says it would devastate them, and he cannot live with that on his conscience. So now I am trapped. I am living with a man who is financially and emotionally investing in another woman's child, while our own kids eat cheap pasta and wear hand-me-down clothes. He looks at me with these sad, guilty eyes, like he is the victim in this situation. Like I am the cruel one for expecting him to prioritize the family he actually built. I feel completely betrayed. The foundation of our marriage is a lie. Every time he says we are in this together, I know he is holding back a massive piece of his life and his money for someone else. I am looking at my kids right now. They are asleep in the other room. They deserve a father who puts them first. They deserve a mother who does not let them be second best. I do not know if I can stay with him. I do not know if I can ever trust him again. Every time he looks at his phone, I wonder if he is texting Sarah. Every time we are short on cash, I wonder how much more he is hiding. I just needed to get this out. I feel like I'm going crazy. How do you come back from something like this? How do you share a bed with someone who values his own guilt more than his own children's well-being? I am so angry, and I am so tired.